If you receive Social Security, SSI, or SSDI, stop what you are doing right now. Because as of this April, Congress has passed a new law that is already changing the monthly checks of millions of Americans. And depending on your situation, your payment could go up or it could get cut. And most people have absolutely no idea this has happened. So stay with me, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to break down exactly what changed, who it affects, and what you need to do before your next payment arrives. You know, I get messages every single week from people just like you, retirees, people on disability, spouses and widows who are trying to make ends meet, and so many of them say the same thing. Nobody tells me anything until it's too late. Well, today I am telling you, right now, before it's too late. This new law that Congress passed is not a minor tweak. This is not the government just adjusting a decimal point somewhere. This is a significant change to the rules that govern how Social Security benefits are calculated, who qualifies for certain increases, and how much money could actually hit your bank account each month going forward. And when we're talking about your monthly check, whether that's $900, $400, or $2,000, even a difference of $50 or $100 a month adds up to hundreds of dollars over the course of a year. That's groceries. That's a utility bill. That's your medication. This is real money we are talking about. So I want you to settle in, maybe grab a pen and a piece of paper, because there are some things in this video you are going to want to write down. Let me explain what happened in plain, simple language, the way I'd explain it to my own mother or father. For years, there have been two rules that quietly reduced Social Security benefits for certain groups of workers. These rules had very complicated government names, but what they did was simple and honestly unfair. They reduced or even completely wiped out Social Security benefits for people who also received a pension from a job that did not pay into Social Security. We're talking about teachers, firefighters, police officers, postal workers, and other government employees in certain states. Millions of them were affected. Now here's the part most people miss. These reductions did not just hurt the workers themselves. They also hurt their spouses, their widows, their widowers. A woman who never worked a government job in her life, but whose husband did, could see her survivor benefit slashed simply because of what her husband used to do for a living. That is the kind of rule that most people never even knew existed until they retired and they got a check far smaller than they expected. But as of this April update, those rules have been eliminated. Congress voted to repeal both of them. That means hundreds of thousands, potentially over 3 million Americans, could now receive higher monthly benefits. And in many cases, we're talking about increases of several $100s per month. That is not small. That is life-changing money for people living on fixed incomes. Now I want to talk about who this actually affects, because it is important that you know whether this applies to you or someone you love. Pay close attention to this. If you are a retired teacher, especially if you taught in states like California, Texas, Ohio, Massachusetts, Colorado, or Louisiana, there is a very good chance this change applies to you. For decades, teachers in these states paid into their state pension system instead of Social Security. And when they retired, their Social Security benefits, sometimes benefits they had earned from other jobs, were heavily reduced. That changes now. If you are a retired firefighter, police officer, or any kind of state or local government worker who received a government pension, this update could mean more money in your check starting now or in the coming months as the Social Security Administration processes these changes. If you are a surviving spouse, a widow or a widower whose husband or wife worked in one of these government jobs, you also need to listen very carefully. Your survivor benefit may have been reduced or denied in the past because of these old rules. That situation is now being corrected. You may be entitled to back payments in addition to higher monthly benefits going forward. And even if you are a regular Social Security retirement beneficiary or someone receiving SSDI, Social Security disability insurance, this update is still important for you because it affects how the overall system is funded and managed, and it signals a significant shift in how Congress is thinking about benefit fairness going forward. Let me give you two real-life examples so you can really feel what this means. Think about a woman we'll call Margaret. Margaret taught elementary school in Ohio for 32 years. She loved her students. She gave everything to that career. When she retired at age 65, she expected to receive her teacher's pension, plus a modest Social Security benefit from the waitressing jobs and part-time work she'd done before becoming a teacher. But when she went to file for Social Security, she was told her benefit was being reduced by more than half because of those old rules. Margaret ended up receiving only about $200 a month from Social Security, instead of the $700 she had earned. She lived on that for years, quietly struggling. Under this new law, Margaret could now receive her full benefit, an increase that could put an extra $400 or $500 back in her pocket every single month. Now think about a man we'll call Robert. Robert was a firefighter in California for 28 years. He retired at 62. His wife, Carol, had worked in retail all her life, paid into Social Security, and passed away a few years into Robert's retirement. When Robert went to collect Carol's survivor benefit, money she had worked hard for and paid into, he was told it was being drastically reduced because of his firefighter's pension. He received almost nothing from Carol's record. Under this new law, Robert would now be able to collect the survivor benefit Carol earned without that old penalty cutting it away. This is where it gets serious, and because these are not hypothetical people. There are millions of Margarets and Roberts across this country who have been quietly living with these reduced checks for years, and now, finally, something is being done about it. Now I have to give you a warning, and I want you to hear this clearly, because this is the part that could cost you real money if you ignore it. The Social Security Administration does not automatically find every person who is owed more money and just deposit it in their account. That is not how the system works. In many cases, you have to reach out. You have to contact them. You have to ask. And if you wait, if you assume they'll just figure it out on their own, you could lose months of back payments that you are legally entitled to. I've seen it happen before. When big changes go through, the SSA is dealing with millions of people. Processing takes time, and those who reach out early, who contact their local office, who ask the right questions, they tend to get their corrections processed faster. Those who wait sometimes miss out on retroactive payments entirely. So please do not sit on this information. Do not watch this video, nod along, and then forget about it by tomorrow morning. This update is real, the money is real, and the window to act is open right now. All right, so here's exactly what I want you to do. These steps are simple, and I'm going to walk you through them one at a time. The very first thing you should do is figure out whether this new law applies to you or someone in your family. Ask yourself, did you or did your spouse ever work in a government job, a teaching position, a firefighting role, law enforcement, or any state or local government position where you paid into a pension instead of Social Security? If the answer is yes, then this law almost certainly affects you. The second thing I want you to do is call the Social Security Administration directly. The main number is 1-800-772-1213. You can also visit your nearest local Social Security office in person. When you call or visit, explain your situation and specifically ask them about how the recent changes to the windfall elimination provision and the government pension offset affect your benefits. Do not worry if those names sound complicated. Just say you heard about the new law that Congress passed and you want to know if your benefit is going to change. The third step is to gather your documents before you make that call. Have your Social Security number ready. If you have access to your work history, old pay stubs, pension paperwork, anything that shows your government employment, bring that along too. The more prepared you are, the faster they can help you. The fourth step, and this one is so important, is to go online and create or log into your My Social Security account at ssa.gov. Once you're in your account, you can see your full earnings history, your current benefit amount, and any pending updates to your file. This is the fastest way to spot if something has changed or if something seems off. And the fifth step, if you have a surviving spouse, a widow or widower in your family who might be affected by this change, please share this information with them. Pick up the phone, send them a message. Many older adults, especially those who have been widowed and are living alone, simply do not know about these updates. You could literally change their financial situation by forwarding this video. I started this channel because I believe that every American, every senior, every retiree, every person who worked hard their whole life deserves to understand the benefits they've earned, not in government language, not in confusing legal terms, but in plain, honest, human words. The system can feel overwhelming. I know that. Figuring out Social Security, navigating government offices, understanding laws that keep changing, none of that is easy. But that is exactly why I'm here. And that is exactly why I made this video today. You worked for these benefits. You paid into this system. You deserve every single dollar you're owed. And with this new change now in place, I want to make absolutely sure you are not leaving any of it on the table. Now, here's the part most people miss. And I say this at the end of every video because it really is true. The people who take action on information like this are the ones who actually see their lives improve. It doesn't take a lawyer. It doesn't take a financial advisor. It just takes a phone call, a little bit of paperwork, and the confidence to say, I think I'm owed more, and I want to find out. You have that confidence. I know you do. Before you go, I have one small favor to ask. If this video helped you, if you learned something today that you didn't know before, please give it a thumbs up right now. It only takes 1 second, and it helps this channel reach more seniors who need this information just as much as you did. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I put out videos like this every single week, covering Social Security updates, Medicare changes, COLA adjustments, government benefits news, all in plain English, all designed specifically for you. Hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you never miss a thing. Most importantly, please share this video. Text it to your sister, email it to your neighbor, post it in your Facebook group. Because right now, there are people in your life, people you care about, who are receiving less money than they're entitled to simply because nobody told them. You can be the person who tells them. You can make that difference today. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, and I'll see you in the next one.